water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us. And wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Coppell, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right, 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Bure's Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns, running the ones and twos. This is the Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pearsonell, host, as always, former Husker, former Raider. So again, you guys want to join the show, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. You guys have been great so far, so always appreciate that. Streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. It's been pretty crazy sports world as of late. If you've been watching NBA, things are getting chippy early in the season. And I want to ask you about this. It's cracked me up every time. We talked about it on Old School. We got it. Amon Green's opinion. He just saw it tonight. He's been having some internet problems with Spectrum, so he didn't even catch up on it. But I want to see, what are your thoughts? Draymond Green pulls a UFC chokehold.
When somebody going to choke
Rudy
him
Gobert.
out? When somebody going to choke him out?
It feels like it's bound to happen.
Like he's a bully, which is fine. You know what I'm saying?
Those have existed. Yeah.
The harder they fall. But when somebody going, he knows who to do it with and who not to do it with. He wouldn't do it with somebody like
he wouldn't do that to Joel Embiid. You're not seeing Draymond Green put Joel Embiid in a chokehold.
That DeMarcus Cousins,
Boogie.
No.
PJ Tucker, nah, not happening.
So you pick and choose. Like, I mean, what are you doing? Like I understand, tempers may fly and you jumping in for your boy and everything like that, and whatnot. I mean, but he needs some type of attention drawn to himself, and I guess that's just his game.
Yeah, I was thinking it was kind of over when he pulled the choke move too. Rudy Gobert, he kind of had his hands on Klay Thompson. Maybe there's a little bit of shove there, but not a lot. But yeah, rear naked chokehold, and then not only does he get it, as he starts going down. First of all, he had to jump up to kind of grab it, which is kind of funny. As DP called it, cheetah jumping up on a giraffe, getting up there, brings him down.
Climb the ladder, go top shelf.
But as he's going down, you see him. He really,
he choked him out for real. He really meant that. He had some issues with Buddy.
I think a lot of people had issues with Gobert. I don't know this. This is just from the outside looking in, though. But you see any Timberwolves players rushing to stop him? Because that's not like that was 2 seconds chokehold. That wasn't 3. That was 1. That was about 10 seconds.
I mean, they out there playing for money, so everybody's a little cautious and everything like that. I mean, they're not finna partake in that. Like nobody was really, in on that and everything like that, which is crazy.
Okay, Kenny Bell's getting choked out on the field.
I'm stopping somebody.
Exactly.
No doubt. It is what it. I mean, I don't care, but that's just how,
if that's your guy, you're gonna
for sure.
So you're gonna come in there and help him.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. No one helped Rudy Gobert, so that must be no one's guy. Is my point.
I mean, he might have had it coming.
You remember the COVID thing? Yeah. I think there's that, and then his time with the Utah Jazz, for whatever reason, him and Donovan Mitchell didn't jive. Nothing like super negative. It was pretty open. They just didn't like each other. But it just seems like the whole league's kind of anti Rudy Gobert for whatever reason. I don't know if it's a style of play or what, but yeah, I know now it's not a great fit in Minnesota.
He probably says something or does something or rub people the wrong way that, the natural eye doesn't necessarily see, or, they cover up, or, people put on fake smiles just to deal with who they got to at work. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people across America that would love to choke out somebody at work.
That's a good point.
If it wasn't, consequences that came after that, I'm pretty sure around lunchtime or something like that, somebody would be jumping from the tables.
Yeah. Let us know who that is. No, don't text that. I don't want to get you guys in trouble. We won't read those. But yeah, you think about it. Every place I've worked at, there's no one guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't stand them. Every time they open their mouth, walk past, they can breathe too heavy and you just ready to choke them out. It happens. Okay.
Have you ever been in an altercation at any of the games where it even came close to you possibly having to step in, or thoughts of stepping in? If you under a pile, yeah, for sure. Oh, anything goes under there. It's the worst place to be. In an actual game, I think like my senior year, I got into a shove match with a DB from Illinois. He was doing too much, hit me in my face, and he got put on his back, and he got up shoving. It was a shove match. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I got up laughing about it, but I don't remember any big fights, really.
The only one that I can really think of that we were about to clear the whole sideline is when we played Miami back in 2014. Jay Mitch, whenever we get him on, I actually want to talk about that altercation and everything like that. I think it was him and the left tackle. It's a photo out there, and I'll show you when we go to break, of him literally with his hands on the left tackle's face mask, bashing his head into the ground. It was a couple times where both sides were about to clear, but the defense stayed out there and everything like that. And our strength coaches was running on the field. If you go any farther, they will get ejected, and that's not what we needed. And they came out here and thought it was going to be a different picture. And I think him and Randy were just going at their offensive line, like tormenting them, and it was funny.
Yeah. I feel like that can happen in football, though. There's a lot of physicality built up. That's why in the NBA, I'm always like, what are you guys really going to do? That was the closest thing I've seen with Draymond going with the full-out choke in a long time. Normally, it's just kind of a pushing match.
During practice, like, it's been times where I've been a part of where people bought out boxing gloves, like, to get things situated and out in, the locker room or whatnot and everything like that. I've been a part of a couple brawls with a few teammates in practice, but I mean, nothing to where we choking somebody out or whatnot. But that's
it's crazy. And then you had AD getting into it with I'm blanking on his name, foreign player.
Everybody's a little chippy.
It's chippy. Start
early in the season. That's okay. Let them know. Establish your dominance early.
That's what I was talking about. For the NBA being called as boring as it is early on in the season, this has been a very entertaining start to the NBA.
People, you might get viewers in there to see who gonna fight tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That happens a little bit more often, shoving or smacking somebody. I would definitely watch a lot more.
Yeah, well, I always felt like kind of fake, like in terms of the NBA, where I always see guys get frustrated and it almost looks like they're just waiting to get broken up because A, money's on the line, B, they don't really want to throw hands and get black eye. This was one where there's been a few instances this season where I'm like, oh, these guys really do. Like, they don't care who's what. Like, they're fighting to get out there.
Sometimes you got to let the animal out.
Yeah. Draymond's got to put it back inside.
Draymond is a menace.
That was the second ejection in the week?
A menace, as I said. So he got to do something. He's a bully.
Yeah.
That's his role to, kind of mess up other teams, I guess, what they got going on or whatever, or try and strike fear. But, that works for him, and they don't punish him as such.
No, I mean, he sucker punched Jordan Poole and they shipped Jordan Poole to the Wizards. There's a little more context to that. I don't even know what Jordan Poole all said. So I don't think Draymond just went straight over there and said, I'm going to punch you in the face for no reason. There's obviously something behind it. But
they have to know, like, Draymond is that type of like guy though.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he with it, he's with it. Like,
and he's been a corner piece for the Warriors.
But still, like, I mean, you got sucker punch. Like, you got to know he was coming with something. He was going to mush you, get in your face, maybe toss you something. Like, I don't. You know the type of guy he is. You know the type of energy he brings with. You know the type of player and style of what he want to do. That's in his realm. Like, come on now. Like,
mm-hmm.
How often do you say something to Draymond and he lets stuff slide? Like, he's all over the place with anybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he might go after me if I say something, if I take his parking spot. Like, I don't know. He seems to be that kind of guy. But what do you think his suspension is?
Probably 2 games.
That's what I was saying. I think it's going to be very light.
Probably 2 games.
I was guessing like 3-5 between there. We've seen some pretty crazy cases that have gone way further beyond that. Not on the court, obviously, but other instances, like the Bridges one's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys still play. They're not even out for half the season. I think it'll be short.
I don't think it'll be long at all.
Do you think Klay Thompson should get suspended at all? He did have a little bit of a shoving match, but that's about it.
No.
Yeah.
Draymond for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you get someone in a chokehold.
Him for sure, but Klay, no, I don't. Like, he might get a fine and just, you know what I'm saying, keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he'll get a suspension.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just continuing with this trend here of the NBA being chippy early. You've been paying attention to the Clippers at all and the energy in that place?
Not as much.
It's been rough. So you got Russell Westbrook getting subbed out, late in games. Harden's coming in there. And Russ just sad, swearing on the bench, watching Harden, miss 2 threes to win the game. Miss them both so they lose it. Paul George has an opportunity to go to OT with the Nuggets. Takes the 3, wedges it, gets wedged up against the rim in the glass, when just pinned in there.
Yeah.
The frustration is visible on a night in, night basis.
It's still early though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a lot. So many things, got to be worked out, and as things continue to progress and everything like that, situations will kind of resolve and things that get going on and everything like that. The Clippers have a lot of superstars that were individuals on their own
But
team.
when is Harden or Westbrook's problems ever quickly resolved? Is my point. Has it been, like mid-season, they're all feeling better and they're bought in? Like, it's not fixed soon. They want out.
It's hard where you got a lot of you're going to places where a lot of people are used to touching the ball and used to being the guy, and now you're on a team where four of your guys were in the past have been the guy. So trying to figure out how that goes, who will work and what combinations and everything like that early on. Of course, people are going to get frustrated. So, I mean, they're professionals. They got a job to do and everything like that. They might not like it and everything like that, but I guarantee you, that they'll figure out what they have to do and get something figured out. And if not, they'll trade somebody.
Yeah, that's facts. We know that.
That's just how the business goes. So, I mean, if they don't, that's fine. And then he sit down until and they'll tell them, we're looking to trade you, so just chill. Okay, cool. So, but
I'm curious to see how that one works itself out, because I know Harden,
somebody's getting traded.
Paul George, Kawhi, Westbrook. No one's touching Westbrook's. Well, they might actually. They got him on a steal. They're not paying Westbrook that much money in all reality. So he's the guy that they realistically, if it doesn't work out with him, you're not sweating it like crazy because you didn't. Your salary cap isn't dependent on him.
But he's still an high energy type of guy and everything like that.
Oh, he'll give it his all.
Exactly. So, and it's like with Kawhi being hurt and Paul's up and downs and everything like that. Why not have a guy who consistently can change the tempo? It's like, all right, well, y'all chilling, or to give y'all more of a break, leave him in that type of situation and everything like that. And I'm not too sure James will be there for long, honestly.
Yeah, he's a guy you just can't bet on stay long-term wise. Russell Westbrook, he might take a bad shot, but I know he's going to show up night in, night out. He's consistently played.
He's back home. He went to UCLA and everything like that. So it's probably good to be back around, people he didn't grow up with and everything after, the journeys across the NBA that he's done and everything like that. So it's probably a relief. So I doubt that he probably really wants to go anywhere type thing. He might just be, frustrated with whoever's trying to work out, other situations and everything like that.
Yeah, and he's just coming off the Lakers too. So it's not like he kept it. Everything's been the same for him for a while. You don't want to lift up his roost and go again. He's had a few teams there, same location. But yeah, it's crazy interesting. And if you guys want to join the show, 402-464-5685. I do want to talk a little bit about college football where, with the playoffs coming in, who those 4 teams should be. Because obviously you're looking at Georgia undefeated. You're looking at Ohio State undefeated. Michigan, that one has an asterisk because it's going to get to a point where it's not just the Big Ten that needs to look at it anymore. If they win out here, the whole NCAA is going to have to take a look at it and figure out, what's that eligibility look like? Is it just Jim not on the sideline? Is him there, after he serves his suspension?
Everybody's cheating after that.
Well, if they're doing it, they're just cheating smarter.
If that's all he's getting, okay, well, we got better cheaters than that.
I don't think they're going to be. I don't think Michigan's going to be allowed. Like, honestly, right now, it's gone on, I don't think they're going to be allowed.
You would say that would be smart.
Uh-huh.
But do they still go to the Big Ten championship?
It's interesting, right? Because you're 10 days away from Ohio State, Michigan, which is crazy. That game alone, it's going to be must-watch TV.
Oh, for sure.
Especially you got Jim calling America's team now, which just cracks me up. The confidence to say, how is that not America's team? It's like, well, there's some stories going out there that
for sure
might cause a little friction with that.
Again, like, if you can do what they are accused of, but then again, like, it might not be as what exactly is what they're saying, and that might be just why the suspension is that, like, all the facts haven't come out, and I'm just playing devil advocate. I'm not saying,
right,
you know what I'm saying, but I'm just like looking at it. I was like, well, if it was proven as bad as they say as bad as they said it was, wouldn't you think, it would be something, harsher or something like that? So it's a little unsettling. But yeah, as you said, it's an asterisk to what exactly will that team's capabilities be.
Yeah, my biggest fear is that the decision is made on the bottom line, on the money. What does the money say? And it feels like the more they drag their feet on this, I'm like, okay, I understand the NCAA can't, but the Big Ten,
because so for instance, even if Michigan loses,
you said Ohio State.
Either one. No, I'm saying even if Michigan. So what if they play and Michigan loses?
Okay,
are they moved out of the number 4 spot? You got a list of probably 5 other schools that are right there, but they lost to the number 2 team. You telling me that the other dudes who didn't lose to one of those caliber types of teams is in a better spot to take the 4. So even if they do lose, they'll probably still be at 4.
Yeah, I think they will be. They've been dominating games too.
They'll play
big win over Penn State. That really helped them out as well.
They'll play. They won't play Ohio State again. They'll play whoever the number 1 seed is, and they'll make sure that it's not Ohio State. Ohio State probably still be at 2. They'll play Georgia, and then Ohio State will play whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever.
I'm looking like Florida State right now, but they kind of got a cupcake to end the season. It could be Texas, Alabama. If they slide up, if they're impressive enough, they'd have to win their conferences, obviously.
But so you're sticking again. This goes back to what's wrong with the college playoffs. Like, okay, the Big 12 compared to the Big 10.
Mm-hmm.
You'll give the Big 12 championship, the Big 12 champion, the go ahead nod with 1 loss versus the second best team in the Big 10.
It's complicated, right? Because you look at the Sun Belt, you got 10-0 James Madison balling out.
Stop.
I'm telling you right now, that'd be fun.
Stop. Stop.
Break it to a 12 team. I don't want to see him play Georgia or Michigan right away. They get
so they might win, a game or 2.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of the playoffs. And if it's really crazy, we've seen crazy happen. Miami Heat playing team, making it to the finals.
Here you go with this.
No, we'll go to break. Don't worry about it. We'll go to break. But yeah, it would be fun. 10-0 James Madison. Come on, that'd be a fun one. Everyone going out.
No,
there.
It would not be fun. I'm telling you, no.
I think we'll talk about this. If you break out that 12-team bracket, there's some interesting games that you could possibly position.
I'll give you that, but again, they're not getting too far.
No, but
I'll give them 2 games at most.
Exactly. We'll dive into this one next. We'll go back and forth on it, I'm sure. This is Don't Punt Hour with the Morning Personnel. I'm Harrison running the 1s and 2s. Couple more segments. Don't go anywhere.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
In dealing with the high interest rates, it's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington Homes. If you're looking for more affordability and streamlined, you're probably better off with a Remington Home. Our goal there is to give you a good product for the right price in budget.
Home building is easier with a Remington Home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. Hi, my name is Seth Morris with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we know no two cases are the same. Whether it's a DUI, a criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. Again, that's libertylawnebraska.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in Don't Punt Hour with the Mornay Personnel. You guys can always join the show, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. We're talking a little bit of college football playoffs. Only 2 games left on the remaining regular season schedule. So it's going to be interesting here. Obviously, Nebraska, we're just hoping to crack the bowl game before the teams looking at the college football playoff. So as this sits right now, Georgia at 1, 10-0, Michigan 2, 10-0, all 10-0 teams. At 3, Ohio State, number 4, Florida State. And it gets interesting here because we're talking about these conference games are going to play a major factor, in particular the SEC championship, likely to be Alabama and Georgia. If we'll break down the scenario. If Georgia loses, Alabama wins, so then now you're looking at 11-1 Alabama and 11-1 Georgia. How do you think the AP poll works that one out? So because one of those guys or both of them are going to get in, or one of them's getting kicked out.
I think whoever wins the SEC championship will be in automatically, just because of outright strength of the SEC and who they knocked whoever number 1, which is Georgia, off.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be in. Now where? I don't think you jump them up to 1. I think, whoever the winner comes out of Michigan, Ohio State will probably go to 1. Whoever beats Georgia will probably jump to 3, I would imagine. And Georgia will probably still be 4.
Yeah.
Because 10-1 or 11-1 Georgia team that lost in the SEC championship is still better than Big 12 champion and probably the Pac-12 champion.
Yeah. So if like one of those teams say they do take a loss, your competition at this point would be Washington 10-0. I think they take a spot if they go undefeated. Oregon 9-1, Texas 9-1, Alabama 9-1, Louisville 9-1. I don't think Louisville's jumping any of those guys. Alabama, obviously we talked about it, but Texas and Oregon.
You telling me if Georgia loses, you think they'll put Washington, a 10-0 Washington Pac-12 championship over Georgia?
Georgia will be, if Georgia, that's their only loss. I think they move Georgia down to
4.
And yeah, you'd probably put them at 4 because you're assuming Michigan, Ohio State probably win out. Well, no, Michigan and Ohio State got to play each other too. So one of those guys is bound to get a loss, right? So one of those teams, Michigan and Ohio State, is going to have 1 loss at the end of the season. So it's going to kick one of those guys out. So it's going to leave room for an undefeated Washington, and then you can still get your Georgia, and you can still, if they win it, or if they lose it, you can get your Alabama and your Georgia.
So between however that games, you think both of those teams, one of those teams will not make the college playoffs?
If Washington stays undefeated.
No, I'm saying regardless, even if they do or don't.
You're talking
from Michigan and Ohio State. You think both of those teams will not? Both of them will not be in the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think if Washington wins out, I think one of them's getting booted because it really just falls down to undefeated Washington. You can't leave an undefeated Washington on the season they've had out of the picture. The Pac-12 was supposed to be kind of laughable this year, and it just simply hasn't been. They've had stiff competition, and a lot of those Pac-12 teams have answered the bell.
I see how you're looking at it. I still think
Michael Penix Jr. He's an absolute animal.
If he wins the Heisman, then probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they go undefeated, he wins the Heisman and the Pac-12 championship, then they will probably squeak in at 4.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I'm kind of seeing this play out. It would be interesting, if you get. It's really just going to come down to these conference games. This has been a year where I think the Pac-12 just thrown a lot of wrenches and everything. They've been surprisingly good. With Oregon and Washington, yeah, you kind of anticipated, maybe not to this level. Don't think Oregon breaks through, obviously, because they lost to Washington, be Washington's spot to grab. The Texas-Alabama, that's going to be an interesting one. And then Louisville, don't think it breaks through. And then obviously you start getting down to the bottom of the 8-2s. None of those guys would really stand any chance. But it is interesting nonetheless. So right now, if you had to take a guess, you're going, if as of now, who are those 4 teams in the playoffs? You got Georgia, you got Michigan or Ohio State? Ohio State. So you got Georgia, Ohio State, this no order, Florida State. Yeah, I'm assuming Florida State wins out. Who's that 4th team for you? You got Michigan, or who's taking Michigan's spot?
Probably Washington.
Okay. See?
Probably.
Yeah. See,
if everything plays out how
we're predicting it to,
how it if it plays out how you see it, I don't even want to say Washington, just because I don't think the committee thinks that the Pac-12 is strong.
Yeah,
you said that last year when you seen what happened when Washington. Well, I mean when
TCU got a beat down.
You seen it a couple years ago when it was Washington. I think Washington played. It might have been Alabama.
They got the clocks cleaned. It was Alabama.
So I mean, any time in those type of games where the Big 12 comes up and plays, the upper teams and everything, it hasn't been up. It's been ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
Do you think if we get to the next year when we're actually at 12-team playoff, do you think that eliminates some of the ugliness? Like really, the teams that are weak that don't belong will get weeded out.
I think all around the games will be a lot closer, and they won't be necessarily as much as blowouts because the top 2 teams will have first round bye.
Yeah.
So I think the competition will be a lot closer because you have a lot of even teams. So it'll be good matchups and everything like that. I don't think it'll be necessarily like really, really too many blowouts. You might have, maybe one.
I think early you might see them, and maybe like second round after, because if we're talking about, if we're actually going with this playoff thing, you would potentially get a James Madison in there. Maybe they win one, maybe get blown out. No, I'm being dead serious. I'm like, if you're breaking this out, depending on how they look at it, if they're trying to get all the conferences, like, hey, you win undefeated, you did your job in your conference.
But they're in their own conference breakdown regardless, so they wouldn't be included in the BCS one. So I get what you're saying. No, like they they have their tournament already in the FCS.
Yeah, and I think right now, even if it was a 12-team, I think they're sitting at 18. Yeah, 18. So they'd be looking on the outside in, regardless. But you would look at teams like Oklahoma State, towards the bottom of the pack at with 3 losses, sliding up, taking those spots. Like your Notre Dame's, your LSU. It's just kind of been that kind of year for James Madison. And they got the upset in basketball, beating Michigan State as well. So maybe that's why they're on my head, because it's just their basketball team's been fun to watch. But yeah, we'll continue to dive in on that as we get closer to the college football playoffs. We'll go ahead and throw it to our final break here on the Don't Punt Hour. I'm Harrison Arns running the 1s and 2s. DeMornay Pierce-Nell, host as always. One more segment. Talk to you guys in a little bit.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant.
The holidays are drawing closer, and there's not many things better than getting the gift of relaxation. Not just for yourself, but for anyone in your life. During November, for every service you get at the Body Shop, you get entered into their drawing for a free massage gift certificate equal to your last service. This goes all the way to the week before Christmas, so book your appointments now at thebodyshoplincoln.com and treat yourself and loved ones today. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us. And wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Koppel, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right. 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Juice Stop in Lincoln reminds us that we all benefit from the security a strong military offers our country. Show our troops your appreciation. Send a soldier a care package to let them know they are not forgotten and to make their time away from home a little more pleasant. Search online for information on how you can get involved or call your local veterans organization. This message comes to you from Juice Stop in Lincoln. That's Juice Stop in Lincoln. They are wishing Godspeed to our fighting men and women and thanking all of them for their triumphs and for all their sacrifices.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the Don't Punt Hour with host, as always, DeMornay Pearsonell. And I want to go ahead and transition this a little bit to college football, but we'll switch over to Nebraska in particular. Obviously, the quarterback room is a big question mark going into it. How do you think they're even managing this at practice right now? You got Purdy, who's apparently
they're doing walkthroughs. You're doing walkthrough. Slow the game down. Let the guy get comfortable because
what guy though? Like how you splitting reps? You got Harburg, Purdy. I don't think Sims. Just being, I don't think Sims sees the field again. That's just being real.
Well, you don't even know what Heinberg is going to even be like.
No, we don't know if he'll be healthy.
Exactly. So you're preparing for the worst. So regardless of what you think and everything like that.
Oh, he's on the plane, but I'm just saying he's not first choice.
There's a chance that Sims still might play. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to go that route, slow the game down. We having walkthroughs this week. We slowing stuff down, or talking, a bit more of situational stuff. Gathering more information on what one quarterback is a little bit more comfortable with. You go in there and sharpen your tools and everything like that. You don't speed up and tell them to catch up. No, you slow it down. It's late in the season. People are hurt and everything like that. So you probably gotta, change things around a little bit just, to make sure that everybody who you need to be there can get to the game on Saturday. But I mean that's a terrible situation to be in.
Yeah, because I even thought about this, like just not because like not even leave the talent out of it, just like health wise, like you might have to go get like an extra guy. Worst case scenario, get on the plane with you, who's maybe not typically traveling just for that quarterback.
You're going to do the same thing what you did with Heinberg. Find somebody else on the team who's a little bit more comfortable and that can do it for emergency cases.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah, but they're talking about like just bringing three. They bring three quarterbacks on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's you're gonna have to add one more guy. Someone's gonna have to sit it out because I think you need 4 quarterbacks seriously going into this game. Just because health wise, man, we're beat up so bad.
Purdy's not hurt
apparently, but he's been. Purdy's had one of the weirder injuries for me because I've always felt like it's not been super clear. We do have Sip. How long? Steve Sipple from Ticket this morning asking just basically how long. Sweet computer's crashing, so we won't get that clip. But basically, he asked how long has Purdy been full go, and apparently it's kind of been a while. Like he's always been fully active. I've never really understood like what the injury was with him. If it's something that like just kind of flares up, like if it's a pain issue.
What exactly was hurting? Was it arm, shoulder, finger, tailbone? Like what concussions? Like what was the issue? I don't.
Not concussions. I think it was 4-2-4-6-4-5-6-8-5. If you can remember even what it was, because it was in the off season when it happened, and I don't think it was too bad. But apparently he's been practicing kind of like in and out, so I don't think he's gonna be. I don't know if that's just how they said it to kind of position the quarterback room or what his deal's been. I'm assuming it's kind of been like an off and on injury, like a pain thing. Just not being fully to get comfortable. But anyways, my point, Harburg, you still don't know. Sims, he's obviously you're bringing him along. He's going to be the healthiest guy we have out there. But that's
wow.
it.
It's going to be rough.
They're going to have to scheme up a game plan like Logan Smothers versus Iowa that one year where it's just the game plan specifically built for Smothers, very simplified, like you said. Like it was very
Was it
vanilla.
a groin injury?
No, I don't think. Let me look it up real quick. But let me look it up real quick so we can give proper details on what it really was.
I'm pretty sure sources say it was a groin injury. But even still, okay, if nothing's torn or anything like that, I'm not sure because the groin can be annoying.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially with moving around and everything like that. But still,
okay, so it was a high ankle sprain.
Okay, not growing.
Last year.
Sources were wrong.
Yeah, so last year. So it must just I don't know what's going on with that full picture.
High ankle sprain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why he hasn't been out here for the rest of the year. No. So again, back to square one. The quarterback room is what it is. You got to get, him to be comfortable. You obviously don't want to put, who out there. You don't know how Heinberg is going to be. So your best bet is to go with something new that kind of looks shiny and get him comfortable and be somewhat of enough to get over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
Or, that adds something to the offense to where, he does throw better than both of them.
Yeah.
So
I think it will be Purdy. For Wisconsin at this point, just based on how the Harburg health thing is kind of still up in the air. Don't think he got a ton of time to really think about it, because once you get past this game, then you got a quick turnaround versus Iowa. So you're not going to have a whole lot of practice in between there. So I feel like you really got to be figuring out if Purdy's that guy. You got to get ready for this game, and you're going to have quick turnaround heading into Iowa.
It's going to be a lot of mental reps. It's going to be a lot of extra meetings, a lot of extra talking. That's a especially in the position that they're in and everything like that, trying to, get a guy to do something that nobody in the room has really done all year. And you're going up against, a Wisconsin defense that have been known to be disruptive. And we're hurt on the offensive line. The offensive line hasn't really looked the part of what they supposed to all year. Yeah. Turnovers, guys hurt, X, Y, and Z. So I mean, it all looks bad. But
I'll actually say the offensive line's been somewhat.
They've been all right.
It's exactly, but the fact that it's serviceable is, to me, somewhat impressive of the development that's been going on. You got a bunch of young guys stepping in and out.
I'm not even mad for what the offensive line has.
Yeah, I mean, you're not mad at any of the players. To be fair,
I'm not mad at what they've shown. Yeah. Because they've done enough to get something done. Now, the person who's throwing the ball, yeah, I don't know what on God's green earth are you looking at sometimes. So that's been the hard part of, why things have stumbled or, haven't been as going forth with stuff and everything like that. And so, I mean, it's like I said, it's still a lot to put on a guy who hasn't played all season and everything like that and then coming there. But then again, it might be a good thing because he's the freshest.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin hurt, we hurt. And he's been getting it in at practice and everything like that. So he might, just be the change of pace that you need to actually get over the hump.
Yeah. And it really, I mean, at this point with the offense, you're willing to kind of try that. You don't have a whole lot of options going forward. Like, you're going to have to put together a plan and work with it as best as you possibly can and still be able to just
take the points when they present themselves.
Yeah, I don't think they'll,
because I don't think the defense will, put you in a position really to lose the game for you.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, third time's the charm on learning your lesson. And hopefully, the defense can create some type of turnover and score points off of, whether if that's a blocked field goal, blocked punt, pick going back to the house, or a strip sack or a fumble picked up. That would be the only thing that would honestly help the offense out. Because, the offense is what it is. They're either 2 touchdowns and a field goal or a touchdown and a field goal. That's what it is.
Yeah. And, there's not a lot of argument there because you just go through the scores, and it has been that season for Nebraska, except for the games like Purdue, where you look at the defense and special teams for helping them push that past that barrier.
The plus side, I think, what it boils down to, what this game is going to come to, is which offense can be in more rhythm, and which offense doesn't make which offense makes the least mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wisconsin's offense isn't all that great either.
No, they're actually in an interesting spot mentally too. I'll say this much. I was listening in on the way in and listening to Brian Muntz. The kind of vibe around Wisconsin's, even though they're in the same position as Nebraska, year one with the head coach, they're a little more towards the panic room in year one. And that's just like, you can get that vibe pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Listening to the press conferences, the players, Luke Fickell, not so much. He's pretty even keel, but it's definitely a little bit of a different mindset of, who's going to be those guys. We need you guys to step up. And Nebraska, it's just kind of day by day, it's unique.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you want to call it the tangibles, if you will, it seems like Nebraska has the edge on that one, but on skill, on paper, just due to the injuries alone, offensively, it's definitely Wisconsin. Defensively, Nebraska has the edge. How big is it? You can argue, but offensively, you're definitely still giving the edge to Wisconsin.
So, like I said, hopefully, like I said, and it sucks to say, defense, can you turn it up a little bit more, because they've been doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been giving up, too many points. That like they're winnable games. They're keeping you in games that you can win and everything like that. It's just, it's just been one-sided. So, but like I said, I think whichever offense makes the least mistakes, who's more consistent, converting on third downs, getting to manageable downs.
Yeah, that's key. Emma Johnson, if you got a manageable third down, I feel pretty good with my chances with our running game.
So hopefully, we finally put it together and, not have a multiple turnover game. Because that is just,
it's been the kryptonite. I mean, you just can't. I'll say this much as we're getting out of here. The fact that yes, it's been offense has been hard to watch at times. The fact that we're 5-5 is amazing. I'm not kidding when I say that. The turnovers that we have battled through, hats off to the defense. Offense for, you can be upset with the turnovers, but at least they're handling time of possession to the point where, okay, if we're turning the ball over, at least we have enough drives to sustain long enough to where we just are simply putting the defense out there over and over. At least they got some time to rest. But I mean, we're 5-5 with that turnover margin, with the injuries. If you knew that all before the season, you would have not guessed 5-5.
Absolutely.
You would have guessed 1, 2, 3 wins. So, at some point you do have to maybe hats off a little bit to the coaching for working around it. The fact that we possibly still can be full eligible.
He's getting guys to play. That's
100%.
Evident, so like I said, I'm not mad at what they're doing or anything like that. It's just the mistakes that are being made to try and get those corrected. And I know that they're working on it. I know it's a lot easier said than done and everything like that. But man, do I want to knock my TV off the wall every week.
Absolutely. We'll get out of here. Don't Punt Hour, wrapping it up here. And we'll have a replay set up. And then, of course, we'll have the post game. They got Ryder tonight. We'll have that with Jake Bachman, me. Don't go anywhere. And we'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
And they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive